Welcome. We are so excited to be here at Neiman Marcus, downtown Dallas, for the Paper for Water virtual happy hour. Let me do some introductions. We have Chief Mixologist with Neiman Marcus, Zack. Welcome. And we have board member Burke.
Hello.
And I'm board member Holly Miori. We are so excited to be here with you tonight. Let me do some other thank yous. We need to thank our sponsors. You'll hear a little bit more about them later tonight. And then we need to talk a little bit about the history of Paper for Water. Did you know that Paper for Water was started by Isabel Adams, who was 8 at the time, and Catherine, who was 5 at the time? That's little. Can you think about that? Like, they were this tall, or maybe they were this tall. I don't know. Do you remember?
I do remember. Yes,
yeah,
very well.
Yeah, and now how tall are they?
Taller than you and closing in on me.
Yes, and now how tall? And now how old are they? They're 17 and 14.
They are.
And one's driving, so that's a little scary. And but they're still folding and doing great things in the world. So we're so excited to be here with you tonight, and Neiman Marcus and our sponsors. So hang on tight because we've got a lot of great things coming with us. And then Chef Jessica will be with us here in a little bit. So are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? So let's get started with Frank.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank
you.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're going to start off with a mocktail this evening, and then we're going to graduate to a cocktail.
I'm ready for the cocktail, though.
You know, I think I am too, but hold back. Okay, hold back for just a second.
Because we do have a lot of friends that are either under 21 or on the keto or just not drinking at the moment. So that's okay because they're gaining weight. It's okay. So I'm so excited to see this mocktail. So you tell me what we're going to learn about tonight.
Okay, this evening we are making the berigami coconut long drink. And
say that again.
Berigami. Okay?
Ooh, feels very international, like Paper for Water.
Something like that. Maybe like
excited,
a origami.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, of course it has berries as the base flavor and a little coconut in it as well too.
Okay.
So how I started with this drink is I took our hibiscus red tea, right, and I steeped it in hot water for about 3 to 4 minutes, added a little bit of sugar down to it, and then I cooked it back down to almost a third of what the original volume was.
Ooh,
of it.
that feels simple, like cooking with water. That's
like
what I need.
Like a simple syrup.
That's what I need.
So it's beautiful red color and also lots of flavor as well too. We're going to use it at the beginning of the drink and of course to garnish it at the end. So I take a little bit of this and I'm going to drop it into my cocktail shaker.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, Frank, tell us, how long have you been with Neiman Marcus?
You know, I'm going to say a longer time than I ever thought I would be.
Okay.
You know, I started with them in 1996.
Okay.
In our Bell Harbor store. It was the first store outside of Texas.
So when you were 12?
Yes. You're very sweet. Okay, girl, I'll keep you around.
Okay.
So we add to this cocktail shaker with the tea syrup. We're going to add a couple of strawberries to it. Now I've stemmed them.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be your base, right?
Okay.
And we're going to muddle.
So muddle.
Muddle.
Is this all it is? Muddling? Did you know how to muddle, Roger?
This is all it is.
Okay.
This is all it is. And again, it extracts the flavor out of that, and we're going to strain. We're going to strain all the stuff out of it as well too. So, all right, muddle it a bit. Next, we add our coconut base. Okay. So I have cheated here a little bit. I don't have a fresh coconut puree, but we like Coco Royale. We also like Coco Lopez as well too. So pour that in.
And you can just buy that at the store?
Absolutely. So I was just in a store the other day, and either one of those brands are totally available.
Okay. Okay. That's easy peasy.
Super easy peasy. Okay.
Okay.
Next, we add coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 ounces per drink. So I'm making 2.
And just a reminder, that's all these recipes are on our paperforwater.org store and our website. And also just a reminder, if you're learning how to volunteer or donate, you can also see all those things on paperforwater.org. So how exciting.
Very much so. Okay. So just like a regular cocktail as well too, you're going to add some ice to it. Okay. Just like in any other cocktail, it goes right into a cocktail shaker. You're going to top it off. Okay. Give it a good hit. Let that rest for a second. And now let's prep our glasses. Okay. We have these gorgeous Simon Pierce glasses.
What do you mean Simon Pierce glasses? So these are at
These are made by Simon Pierce and also available downstairs or in any of our stores and online.
Oh, so that's easy enough.
A fun festive straw. packet of ice.
But put the straw in before.
Absolutely, you have to, because you never know, like once the drink starts building, it could be harder to get it in and get it past the ice, because you want it to go all the way down.
Okay.
Right?
Rugger, do you host a lot?
Nothing like this. This is
But now you know.
yes.
Now you know how. So you could host a folding party, or you know what
With
to do.
other people fold.
Yes,
I fold
I'm not
this.
usually the folder, but I'm always happy to host.
Yes.
So now you know what to do. You can make some great mocktail drinks and can have a great mocktail. This actually looks pretty easy, right?
It's super easy. Everything is super easy, lots of flavor. So pour a little club soda in, and that's about 3 to 4 ounces per drink.
There you go. And again, you can buy this at your regular grocery store.
Absolutely.
Oh,
This
that
is
makes
cute.
it
This
easy.
is cute. Club soda. I love it.
Okay.
Strain it.
Oh, and it's really pretty. This looks like one of the colors we did for some of our origami not too long ago. So how pretty.
Now don't forget, you have a little bit of tea syrup left over. Put a couple dots.
How great. And what's your favorite mocktail?
This one right now.
I love it. I love it.
If you really want to have fun with it, take a fan strawberry, drop it over the top. Either
Are you-
stemmed or destemmed, because you have the color there, and that always makes it nicer. And then also, our good friends at Dress the Drink also created a beautiful, what they call their strawberry abstract. Also another great addition to the drink. So, I think we are ready to try.
Oh, let me pass this on down to Rugger.
All right.
Okay. And as we're getting ready to drink, Rugger, let's try this first, and do some cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Cheers.
Thank you.
To the 9th year for Paper for Water. What do you think, guys, as we're celebrating tonight? What do you think?
So this is a pretty good setup.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you to Neiman Marcus.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, very delicious. Thank you so much.
Very light.
Yes, and tell me this, how did you get involved as you're taking your drink? How did you get involved with Paper for Water?
Yeah, so I remember the first story about when the young ladies were having their very first fundraiser at Starbucks.
Mhm.
This would have been roughly 2011.
Okay.
And I remember Ken, their father, saying they'd worked all weekend on putting together
Okay.
these motifs that they were going to sell there. At the time, Starbucks was allowing people to do that.
Okay.
And so they went
I'm
to
gonna keep
their
drinking while you're talking.
Okay. They went to the local Starbucks
Mhm.
and said, we're going to raise a few $100s to create a water well if we're lucky. And they didn't know if anything would sell.
Mhm.
And Ken and I had been in a group of guys that met together. And so he was relaying the story and he said, oh, we're going to go do this weekend. So next week we said, how'd it go? And he said, oh my gosh. So we put everything on the wall, we sold it out, and we're going to fund half a water well. And he said, we unbelievable. And Catherine and Isabel are so inspired, they want to keep doing this. And I said, wow, that sounds really interesting. And so about a year later, they started raising some money and really catching fire with a lot of other people.
Mhm.
And Ken said, we've got to put together a board. And because we want to sort of create an organization around this. Like this is more than just creating 1 or 2 wells. This is about creating a movement of people that can help us build a lot of wells in a lot of places. And I was just stunned that these young ladies at this age were starting to have this. And I was like, Ken, is this your idea? Right? And he said, no, it's really the young ladies' idea. And I said, okay. So we met and we formed then what was effectively a family board. And then I joined the family board, and then another couple people started joining and so forth. And then started attracting more volunteers, and so I've been with the organization ever since. But it has been an amazing ride to see what these young ladies have done, both in Paper for Water and in their own lives. And then having the third daughter who's coming online as well. So Trinity is being pulled into it, whether she wants to or not, but she is doing a great job as well.
And she was a baby when this all started too.
Yes, yes. So there was no, I would not have had the foresight to see that they would have gone this far. but it is now an incredible organization. Last year had over 600 volunteers and raised $2 million. And so we need to continue keeping this going.
Yeah. And how many, and we're now at 4 continents, 20 countries.
Yes, 4 continents, 20 countries, starting in the U.S. So everything from reservations for Native Americans to other projects. It's amazing that even in the U.S. that there are places where people do not have clean water or any water at all. It's stunning. So it's not just the third world, but also in the third world. It's amazing the impact it has in a variety of ways. I'm sure we'll talk about later. But wow, it's transformational, not only for children, but everybody in the community benefits from what they do.
Yeah. Well, thank you for telling your story. And then, but let's transition to the cocktail.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us tell that story. And let's do the cocktail if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again. So we've made our mocktail. So now let's move on to a cocktail. So everybody will have a drink in their hands when they're ready to move on with the rest of the evening. So looking at, the Paper for Water organization, I think the easiest thing that I could have ever put together probably was a paper plane. And, the paper plane has flown from New York City all the way across the country in the past 13 years, and people love it. And, the flavors, putting them all together, it's a perfect balance of ingredients. But tonight we're going to do a different version of it. We're going to do the vodka paper plane. So, and we love this Tito's vodka, right? Because Tito's is a sponsor of Paper for Water. Mm-hmm. On top of that, everything, all the other ingredients are really going to pretty much stay the same. So we have Amaro Nonino, which is a grappa. Now, do we know what a grappa is?
No.
It's a friend of mine once called it matter other than grapes, MOG. Okay, so what is done is they take all the stems, the seeds, the leaves, everything after the wine making process is over with, and they distill it. Imagine that. Okay, a theory in cooking school when I was in that years ago is like you make more money off of the byproduct than you do of the product itself, which is what this is. So this family has been in business since 1897, and they also have 3 daughters as well too, who help run the whole business.
Like the Adams family, Paper for Water. How interesting.
Okay. The other ingredient here is Aperol. Aperol is Aperol took off like a few years ago, especially in the States. It's been around for the longest time. Same for Campari as well too. It's a bitter, but it's almost like a bitter's light. So it has the taste of rhubarb, burnt orange, and gentian.
I love these more.
Typically you'll add a little club soda and also a sparkling wine to it, and you've got your Aperol spritz. Tonight we make it in the vodka paper plane. And then lastly is lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Okay? I think you said your daughters, you make them squeeze the fresh lemon juice for you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So we are very lucky here. We have it already squeezed for us. Okay? And basically it's equal parts of each one of these ingredients. So again, we're going to take a cocktail shaker. So this time I have a different one.
Okay.
This one's Match.
Where do you get this from?
Well, it comes straight from Italy, and it sits on our shelves here at Neiman Marcus and, of course, online as well, too. And the thing I love about this cocktail shaker, like, how often have you made a cocktail at home, and with the ice and everything in there, it kind of sticks. You have a hard time either getting the lid off, you have a hard time pulling it apart. This one does not do that because it's all pewter. So, fill it with some ice.
Okay. And while you're doing those parts, I'm going to thank our sponsors, if that's okay. I'd like to thank our sponsors at the ocean level, Lida Hill Philanthropies, an anonymous sponsor. Sea level, the Hayes family, Willspec Technologies, Inc. At the lake level, Tyler and Stacy Burke, Tito's Handmade Vodka. We're going to have some here in a minute. Stephanie and Scott Frost, Charles Major, Lemmy Shine. They've been with us for a long time. Rosemary and Sam Waters. Thank you, Sam, for continuing to serve on the board. And then we've got 27 others at the river and spring level. So thank you for those sponsors for continuing to be with us and continuing to come in at different levels. We've got already reached $75,000. We're continuing to hope to hit that $100,000. So just continue to go online at paperforwater.org. If you'd like to make a donation, contact us. Thank you so much for continued support over the years. We've hit, those 4 continents. We'd love to continue to hit those water wells and sanitation projects. Thank you so much. And then I know you want to keep telling us how to make this yummy drink.
Okay, so It's all in the cocktail shaker. It's sitting there ready to go. Let's, this is one of my favorite things to do is always just prep the drink as well. You want to be prepared for it as you finish up. So I have 2 lemon peels. They're cut into a diamond shape. So this is one alternative. Now I'm going to give it just a little slit on the backside there. Almost in a way like almost like a football. All right, so we have prepped the drink. Now we've also prepped our garnish as well too. So I have made a cute little airplane out of a lemon peel.
Wow.
Here as well too. And shake.
Shake it up, shake it up.
Remember, easy
I like
off.
it, I like it, I like it. For those that are having an adult beverage tonight, that's very enjoyable as we get ready to hear back from our great speakers tonight for the gala celebrating our 9th anniversary. Ooh, can I have it yet? Can I have it yet? Hank.
Okay, so also one other fun thing we're dropping in is our paper wafers.
Oh, how beautiful. And the theme is 1. Burke, do you want to talk about what is 1? Why is the theme tonight 1?
That's right. So for the 9th anniversary, our theme for the year is 1. 1, because we all need water. So that's 1. 1 person, 1 community at a time. 1 piece of paper at a time. And so that each piece of paper put together becomes 1 ornament. That 1 ornament can go to 1 person or many people. And then from there, it supports a lot of other people behind it. So all of us work together to create 1 community that is supporting Paper for Water.
Yeah. And you know what I've been doing? I have to admit, I'm not the best folder, but I'm very good at purchasing an ornament. So I've been giving those out as holiday gifts to all my friends. So I've been doing that. And buying them from Neiman Marcus.
Well, thank you. You know, we are so happy and proud to be with this organization for the past few years. Beginning in 2017, Neiman Marcus partnered with Paper for Water to produce one of our wonderful fantasy gifts that you see come out every year. And how many projects have we finished there? I think we finished 5. 5 projects?
We have 5.
Fantastic. And you know, it's benefited 3 countries as well too. So there's Sierra Leone, Uganda, and then also 2 schools in Kenya. So we're absolutely thrilled to be able to do that. How many people has it benefited as well too?
1,750.
Wow. And that was almost 4,300 ornaments were created in order to do that, sold through Neiman Marcus. So again, just so proud of them.
These take a long time to do. Burke, do you want to talk about the ornaments for a quick second?
I do. So in this day and time, it's hard to find something that's actually both unique and handmade and really made with a lot of care. And these fit the bill on all counts. They're made by both Catherine and Isabel and a host of volunteers who pitch in. These ornaments have all kinds of detail in them. They are true origami in the traditional sense, but they're also fairly durable. I've got some that I've had in my office or used for holiday seasons for years, and they still look great. One of these takes a couple of hours from a skilled person to make one, so 2 or 3 hours for something like this. One like this that has a bit more detail takes considerably longer, so there's a lot of elements within this. You can see it's really got a lot of detail in it, all kinds of working here. And that takes about 6 or 7 hours to make something like that. And then there are a variety of others that can be even more detailed. But at minimum, it takes a couple of hours to make each one of these. And they're beautifully crafted, and they are effectively heirloom quality. The ones I've had, the first ones I got back 6, 7, 8 years ago are still just beautiful today, and I'm proud of them.
A gift with a purpose.
And they are a gift with a purpose, yeah. And they're reasonable price points, so that there's something you can give a small one or a big one, or buy a group of them to hang wherever you like. So
yeah, and a great decor for an event or just different things. So, well,
Yeah.
Thank you to Neiman Marcus, and then I want to circle back to this drink.
Please,
It's
circle
in a-
back and fly to it, right?
We'll fly to it with this paper plane, but it's in this beautiful glass. So tell me about the glass.
The glass is Waterford crystal. And if you look at it, look the size of it, it almost looks like somebody folded it as well too in order to create that beautiful, that magnificent detail on it. So
well, thank you for thinking of it. So can I try it?
Please.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Think about it. Oh, This is good. It's a little stout, a little strong.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it
You
has to
may
be,
only
right?
want to have one. But take a drink tonight, have this, and then maybe get on paperforwater.org. That's what I want to say. So, what a great, and then cheers.
Cheers.
And next we've got Chef Jessica coming. So I'm very excited to have her, also with Neiman Marcus, and she's got some yummy treats for us. So very excited.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are ready for, in the virtual happy hour tonight, for Chef Jessica. We are so excited to be here with you.
Me as well. I'm very excited. This is such a cool charity. I'm so happy to be part of it.
Well, thank you. Rugger, are you excited?
The food, we've been able to smell the food. I'm thrilled. We're going to the food part.
Yeah, so tell us about what we're here for.
Okay, so when you guys came to me and said that there's a lot of kids watching, I was like, what would be a cool idea for kids and parents and adults? And then also something a little upscale. So what I did here is braise some short ribs, and I'm going to show you how to put together a really simple dinner for your kids, and then utilizing the same braise, make a pasta app for a cocktail party. So let's just get started because there's kind of a lot of components and I want to be able to go through it all with you.
And you have a kid too, right?
I do. I have a 2.5-year-old.
So you know how to do this.
I know
She's
about
got, you know about feeding kids. So she and I were having a conversation before. She's like, I know kids, and she loves the charity, so she knows what to do. So talk us through this. I'm so excited.
Okay, so I started braising the ribs a couple hours ago. They went pretty fast, and I already took a rib out because at this point the meat's falling off the bone. So I'm just going to remove all of it because what's going to happen is I took some of the sauce out already. So like my kid and my niece won't eat certain things. So what I like to do is I just blend it together so they don't know. So it's this. So if you have a kid that doesn't, want to eat vegetables, just blend it in the sauce, and then they'll never know.
That's a good.
So
That's
this
a
is
good
the
trick for my
carrots,
kids.
the onions, the mushrooms. So there's shiitake mushrooms, carrots, onions, and garlic in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all ready cooked and blended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 plates. So I'll have some sauce blended. I'll toss it in the egg noodles, and then I'll just shred some of the meat and put it on top for a younger child. And then we'll do another plate up with the whole rib for someone a little bit older.
Ooh, or for the hungry adults.
Or for the hungry adults.
For like me and
Absolutely.
Rugger.
So this is
Yep.
just a sachet. This has the good stuff in it. So this has a whole head of garlic, herbs.
Okay. And tell me about this pot that it's in.
Okay, so this is a stove, and it's a cast iron. You could use Le Creuset, you could use stove. You could do it in Instapot or slow cooker.
Oh, I love me an Instant Pot.
Oh, me too. If I'm at work late and I just need to throw something on, Instapot is my friend.
I own 2 Instant Pots, so I feel you.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen here. I've got carrots, I've got stuff. We're gonna take some of that out to plate. So what I'm gonna do is I have the noodles already ready to go right here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and sauce these bad boys.
Okay. Talk us through it. Okay.
So this is literally just out of the pot in here and blended. That's it. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna take some of the sauce out.
Okay.
And it's not obviously saucy, it becomes a puree, right?
Okay.
So we can just do a little bit
Okay.
just to coat it. And then I'm going to get my little ladle here and do a little bit more just to make it more saucy.
Saucy.
Just for some
It's
moisture.
great, and it's a little something. This will be great to eat right as you're getting ready for the great talk we're about to have and the gala part of the evening. So, what do you think?
It's unfair that you're not able to smell. We can smell up here.
It's
In fact, it's actually unfair for us to have to wait to eat it. But
Yeah,
it is incredible what it smells like. But
I'm so excited.
In the braise, you obviously want to do vegetables that kind of hold up to it. So that's why we have carrots and onions, and you could do turnips or potatoes or whatnot. For a roast,
I'm a potato girl. Meat's a potato. I'm a Texas girl.
my kids love peas, so all the kids in my family. So what I do is I usually add those at the end.
Okay.
So that's something you could do if you wanted just fresh veg. So we're gonna put some pieces on top.
Okay.
Get some mushrooms.
And then we'll angle it a little bit so you can see it here in just
See
a
it,
minute.
yeah.
This will be so good.
So then I'm going to do, so for someone older or a party, you can just put the rib directly on top, right?
Okay.
Or you could take it off and fall right off the bone, either one. So the other thing, I have some meat I've already shredded.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put this on this little guy's plate.
Okay. For like a little kid.
A little kid, yeah.
Yeah. Because I have preteen and a 9-year-old, so that's what they will probably do.
Yeah. If I were to put peas, my
Those would
son
work.
likes to steal my salad. Sorry for interrupting. So I'm just gonna garnish with some pea tendrils
Ooh, okay.
because he likes to munch.
Here,
on
but I'm
them.
going to turn this and put this right here. So y'all
Sure,
can
I'm gonna
see.
garnish that one too.
Oh, yep, but I'm going to bring it back. Okay, there you go.
Just to give it a little bit. Because if you're gonna do short ribs and you're gonna go through the time, you know what I mean? It's nice to do little things just to like take it to the next notch.
Okay.
So this is some parsley. I love parsley in mine.
Okay, and are you from Dallas, Chef Jessica?
No, I'm originally from Chicago. I've been in Dallas for 2 years.
Okay, so with
So this
Neiman's.
is garnish. Yes, with
Okay.
Neiman's. I moved down here for Neiman's. So
Okay.
I met my boss when I used to work at Matthew Kenny in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I was out there for quite a while, and I helped him open up a cafe on the 3rd floor. And then he asked me 2 years after the fact what I was doing. He was like, I'm working for this company, and he offered me a job. And I said, I would love it. I had such a great experience opening that store that it was worth it.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a lot of sauce still left in here. Well, was a lot of sauce. What I'm gonna do to take this to the next level for our appetizer is I'm just gonna add some orange. I'm gonna add a cinnamon stick. I'm gonna add a little bit of chipotle
Okay.
and some spices. There you go. Just stuff it all in here. And the biggest thing we're gonna add that's gonna add the most flavor is cilantro stems.
Oh, I love cilantro on
Me
everything.
too. I love cilantro. Not everyone loves it, so this is a great way of adding the flavor without having it being overpowering. So we're just gonna let that simmer in for a few minutes.
And that orange matches with that cocktail really good that I've been enjoying.
So then we're just gonna leave that. We're gonna let it go. It's gonna season the sauce. Then we're gonna come back. We're gonna take some of the short rib that we already have. We're gonna take more of the meat. So at this point, the meat's literally falling off the bone. So you can just take your hands. I'm wearing gloves. You could take 2 forks, but I'm saving those for you guys to eat. And you're just gonna shred it.
So excited.
Take it off. Shred it up. I'm not gonna eat that much because I already have some. So we're just gonna change out these gloves.
Okay.
Everyone asks if it's such a pain to wear gloves, but I actually wear them at home just because
Well, then you don't get the smell and you don't have to wash your hands as much. It's a little easier.
it's not
I
great
get
for
it.
the environment, but when needed, especially when working with like raw poultry and stuff. Okay, so we have our shredded meat. We're gonna go into our sauce. And when you guys get recipes, I'll give you like hints and tips on like how to let this go for a little while. So you're just gonna add enough just to make it a little saucy, right? And then we're gonna have our little tortillas. So we're just gonna make little tostadas. So I literally just took like a
Oh.
taco shell and I took a biscuit cutter and then cut out little pieces out of it.
And if you have little bitty kids, you can even make them almost like smiley faces or something. That's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
Because I have little bitty nephews that live kind of near us, and we want to always keep them happy and little kids. So you can make them with little toddler faces and happy faces and stuff,
Absolutely.
and make it cutesy for them. So that's always good for them and stuff. So, well, and as you're wrapping that up, I'm going to thank again our sponsors and thank them so much. They're so helpful. We also have a great board of directors. They are so good to us. And I know, Roger, you're such a good board member. Thank you so much. You've been since the beginning. I can't believe it.
Since the early days.
Since the early days. And the girls, Isabel and Catherine Adams, as you can tell, they're not here because we're doing this. And so you know why they're not here with us, but you'll hear from them here just in a quick moment as we kick off the gala portion of the evening. Thank you again to Neiman Marcus. Y'all are so good. Dress the Drink, thank you so much. And we are so thankful for all of them. We are so excited for this night. Are you excited?
I am, but we still haven't heard your story.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got excited. I got involved with Paper for Water in the early days too, when the girls were this tall. I think they started when they were 5 and 8. And I got involved with them when they were 6 and 9. I met Ken Adams early on, and they had just done the Starbucks not too long after. I nominated them for the AFP award locally in Dallas, and got involved with the board, and then they got the Yahoo story. And that's when I got involved with them, and then nominated them for the AFP International Award. So I've seen them grow both with the nonprofit and literally. And now the girls are taller than me because I'm a short one. So it's been great to see the organization grow. I feel like it's been my part of my life's work. Even though I'm also in fundraising personally, I feel like this has been my work personally. So I've always enjoyed getting to work with Neiman Marcus and their relationship. So thank you again to Neiman Marcus, and thank you again to Frank and Chef Jessica. Ooh, she has been. Oh, let's see. You want to try it? You ready?
It's you. All you.
Oh, okay. It's all me. So it has been such an honor to be part of the organization. For those of you at home, I just messed that one up. I'll try another one. And thank you to all of our friends at home internationally, and thank you to you. So, I cheer to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to all my friends.
Ching.
Rugger, the board, Isabel and Catherine. Y'all do great things. And thank you.
Paper for Water was founded in 2011. We learned that a child died every 15 seconds from unclean water, and we wanted to make a change. We started a project making origami Christmas ornaments and exchanging them for donations to raise money for water wells.
This project grew into the nonprofit organization Paper for Water, with a mission to bring water and the work to the thirsty one piece of paper at a time. In 9 years, we have raised more than $2 million and have helped to fund over 230 water projects in 20 countries.
There are so many people and organizations that make what Paper for Water does possible. The water and sanitation projects funded by Paper for Water are implemented by our partners, Living Water International and DigDeep. The origami created to fund these projects is folded by thousands of volunteers whose beautiful creations are used in installations, on Christmas trees, and can be found in the homes of people around the world.
Along with our dedicated volunteers, we visit businesses, churches, and schools in order to spread the word about the world's water crisis. We also seek to empower youth with skills in leadership, philanthropy, and entrepreneurship, and improving their understanding, compassion, and empathy while broadening their knowledge of the world around them.
There are still 844 million people in the world without access to clean water. We know that the world water crisis is a significant problem here in the United States and around the world. But we know that together we are capable of incredible and transformative change.
Hello there, my name is Shelly Slater, and good evening. We are so excited to be with you tonight, albeit virtual. I'm the founder of Shelly Slater Strategies, and I'm coming to you from my production and co-working space, the Slate in the Design District. And how cool is this set behind me that the girls made? Like, my mind is blown. This is going to be such an incredible night. Although we're virtual, we are still connecting. So thank you for being here. We really, really appreciate it. So first things first, we need to thank tonight's sponsors for the dedication to Paper for Water. Let's see who they are. Now let's begin the night with a prayer and a special guest.
Hey there, I'm Priscilla Shire, and I'm thrilled to have an opportunity to open you up in prayer as you celebrate all that God is doing through Paper for Water. Let's pray together. Lord, we're so grateful that you use us for your glory. Thank you, Lord, that these young women and this incredible ministry can be an instrument through which so many people are drawn ultimately to know you. I thank you, Father, for the very practical ways that they are impacting people's lives. I thank you for how they're changing and shifting the trajectory of people's lives in very practical ways. I praise you for that, Father. I thank you for all that they've already done, but even now I ask that you would be increasing their territory. Would you give them new opportunity? Would you give them new alliances and relationships, Father, and folks to undergird what it is that you have put in their hearts to do? And then, Lord, I pray that you would give them even more impact in the days to come than they're even anticipating possible. Do what Ephesians 3:20 and 21 says. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond anything that we can ask or think. And Father, we'll be careful to give you all the praise and all the honor and all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hello everyone. We are so happy to have you join us tonight for our 2020 virtual annual event. Although we are unable to meet in person, we are so excited to come together to support Paper for Water's mission of bringing water and the word to the thirsty. We know that this year has been challenging for all of us as COVID-19 has disrupted our normal lives.
This pandemic has been difficult and disappointing for all of us. However, many of us continue to have access to clean water and basic sanitation and hygiene. But 844 million people right here in the United States and around the world have no such luxury. This pandemic has reminded us just how important the basic act of hand washing is.
Although Paper for Water's in-person events were suspended earlier this year, we have continued to host activities virtually, including educating the public about the world water crisis, developing our volunteer youth leaders, and teaching about the art of origami.
Although this pandemic has changed how we come together, thanks to our wonderful supporters, Paper for Water has continued to be able to fund water and sanitation projects around the world.
The Navajo Nation has been one of the areas hardest hit by the pandemic. In July, the Navajo Nation had the highest per capita rate of COVID-19 infections. In response, Paper for Water has funded the provision of 275-gallon refillable water tanks for over 70 families on the Navajo Nation.
In addition, Paper for Water has funded 6 sanitation and bathroom stations at schools in Haiti and Zambia. These stations are critical to preventing the spread of COVID-19.
Throughout tonight, as you learn about the many ways that Paper for Water is combating the global water crisis, we encourage you to consider how you can help us continue to provide clean water to communities in need. We also encourage you to share this event with your friends and family. Together, we can participate in ending the global water crisis.
We want to thank our volunteers. Without you, we could not do what we do. You have folded countless origami ornaments, attended hundreds of events, and shared our message with everyone. We want to highlight our changemakers, a group of dedicated youth volunteers who have made a huge impact on the world. Paper for Water is supported by a number of talented and exceptional young leaders who have come forward to join our efforts to bring safe water to the thirsty. We know our youth dream big and are capable of accomplishing great things. The Changemakers Council was formed to give our young volunteers the opportunity to develop their leadership and speaking skills and support executive and board-level leadership at Paper for Water.
The Changemakers are a group of 12 talented and motivated youth volunteers that joined Paper for Water to contribute to the mission of bringing safe water to the thirsty. Their commitment is instrumental to Paper for Water's success. Together, they not only participate in Paper for Water's events, but also collaborate to bring new, creative ideas and energy to Paper for Water.
The Changemakers volunteer at origami events, craft fairs, Paper for Water's Philanthropy Summer Camp, and support fundraising efforts like North Texas Giving Day. Despite the recent challenges caused by COVID-19, the Changemakers continue to work together virtually to support Paper for Water.
I support Paper for Water because they spread the gospel and give clean water to people all across the world.
I volunteer for Paper for Water because I enjoy the art of origami, as well as giving back to the world that God has created for us.
I volunteer for Paper for Water because I really enjoy origami and helping others.
I volunteer with Paper for Water because we get to use origami to help save lives. Also, the people there are really great.
I volunteer with Paper for Water because they bring the gospel message and clean water to people in need.
I love Paper for Water because it's an amazing way to use art and creativity to help people in need all over the world gain something that is truly life-changing.
In 2019, Paper for Water was honored to recognize 8 of its changemakers with the Presidential Volunteer Service Award, a civil award that celebrates the commitment and dedication of volunteers across the country who commit significant time and energy to support organizations with their community.
Last year's Youth Volunteer of the Year was Travis Nolan, a changemaker since the program's founding, who successfully led his school's challenge to raise $20,000 to fund a water project at Michael's Muluwa Secondary School in Kenya.
We are so proud to announce that the 2020 Youth Volunteer of the Year is William Braskamp. William is 10 years old and started folding origami and volunteering at Paper for Water over 2 years ago. At our monthly folding meetings, William teaches volunteers of all ages how to fold origami, and his dedication to Paper for Water earned him the Gold Presidential Volunteer Service Award last year.
William is an amazing and prolific origami folder and has created hundreds of ornaments for Paper for Water. Sometimes we worry he isn't even doing his homework, he folds so much. He has also become an advocate for Paper for Water's mission, educating others about the world water crisis. Paper for Water knows that kids have an ability to enact real change in the world. William proves that age does not determine one's ability to accomplish good.
And to thank you for all of the hard work you've done this year.
As a surprise, all of our senior leadership unanimously voted to make you our Youth Volunteer of the Year.
Yes.
So here
thank you
you
so
go.
much for all your hard work this year.
You are such an amazing volunteer for us. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're most welcome.
Thanks to the work of Living Water International and DigDeep, all of the work that Paper for Water has done, wait for this number, I love these girls, it's led to more than 200 water and sanitation projects in more than 20 different countries. I know we're at home, but can we get a little applause here, a little mini cheer or dance? That's amazing. So we would love for you to hear a few words now from Living Water International's CEO and President, Mike Mantel, and DigDeep's founder and CEO, George McGraw.
My name is Mike Mantel, President and CEO of Living Water. I am so excited to be here with you, virtually, to celebrate the 9 years that Paper for Water has been changing the world through its partnership with Living Water International. The co-CEOs, Catherine and Isabel, and now Trinity, their Director of Marketing, along with their incredible parents, Deborah and Ken, are among the most impactful partners that Living Water is privileged to call friends. We are so proud to be their implementing partner in 18 countries to bring water for life in Jesus' name. They are an inspiration to our staff and donors and to young people around the country and across the globe. Who was not inspired when 5 and 8-year-olds decided to change the world one piece of paper at a time? And now 9 years later continue to inspire us all. Your community at Paper for Water has invested $1.8 million in life-saving water in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. 230 amazing water projects for people whose lives will be changed forever. God blesses us with our unique experiences, our travel, our relationships, our talents, like origami, and invites us to use our gifts to share His love. The girls have always used their gifts to invite others to make a dramatic positive impact in the lives of thousands of people, and that you have done together. Thank you on behalf of 80,000 formerly thirsty people for changing their lives forever. Please continue to get behind the co-CEOs and their tremendous organization to carry on doing good through your friendship and generosity at Paper for Water. You are the best.
I'm George McGraw, founder and CEO over at DigDeep, and I just want to thank you for your incredible contribution to our work. Because of you, an American family is going to get hot and cold running water, and that means the world to them and to us, now more than ever. Access to water, a tap and a toilet completely transforms a family's life, and I'm so excited for you to see the magic that we're going to make together. Know how grateful we are for you and how happy we are to be in this fight together.
Wow, we are so grateful for those partnerships and so excited to see what is next for all of these groups. Okay, now get excited. It is my pleasure. I love a news person. I love introducing news people. Adrienne Bankert, she is our special guest tonight. She is a huge supporter for Paper for Water. She is an ABC News correspondent. She has won Emmys. She's amazing. She comes to us tonight with a very important message. It's coming from her new book. Check out the title, Your Hidden Superpower. The kindness that makes you unbeatable at work and connects you with anyone.
I've always wanted to be on national television, to travel the world and to help people. It wasn't easy to follow the size of the dreams I had. I wanted to move to New York, the big city, and have this grand adventure of jumping onto the great stage of broadcasting. I set out to do television news and came full circle to do what I studied in college, which was entertainment. I ended up doing a number of important sports features, including one of the biggest stories of my career, which would be the Women's World Cup. Today, I'm happy to say I have had the kinds of experiences I imagined as a child. I've traveled all over Paris, Prague, Tokyo, interviewing some of the most celebrated, intriguing, and inspiring people in the world, connecting with them in seconds and minutes so that others can watch the conversation and be a part. I get the most joy from seeing people open up in a trusting way and to be able to ask questions from a unique perspective.
I pale in comparison to the number of awards and recognitions that my mom and dad, and I love that they, okay, who are you, Barbara Walters or something? Like getting me to, you know, I didn't even cry on stage, but with you, because we're kindred spirits, yes. Adrienne, and we know how blessed we are, and we know that we are to be a blessing, not just to be blessed, but to be a blessing as well.
And we know how far we've come.
Yes.
And I've taken what I've learned and share it with others all over the map as a mentor and a big sister. What you get from pursuing a dream is tools for your destiny and timeless answers and wisdom from the experts you meet along the way. It's taken some time, some trips, and some hard lessons.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I know it is my goal forever to help more people, to give more, to help people find their special treasure in life, their sweet spot, to be someone who makes people feel at home, and to show people how they too can connect, to be a part of a tribe, find their place, and for me to be their tour guide on the greatest adventure they'll ever experience, the adventure of life. To be continued.
Hi everybody, this is Adrienne Bankert from ABC News and Good Morning America, and I want to thank Paper for Water
And Catherine and Isabel and your whole family, thank you so much for all the work you do to provide clean drinking water to so many people from all around the world. And I'm so overjoyed that I'm able to be the keynote speaker for this virtual event at a time of harvest. You know, you think about the months that we've been going through, and now is this time of New Year. Even though it's not January 1st, this is the season where farmers are pulling in their harvest, or we've just finished that time for a lot of folks in the agricultural industries, and they are enjoying the fruits of their labor. So what fruits are we enjoying right now for Paper for Water? There's this long lineage, even though the founders are so young, of communities here and abroad that have been served because of the hard work that you do, because of origami, of all things. It's a beautiful thing. And I have a secret that even Catherine does not know. But I received a letter, a mission statement from Catherine around age 12, and she wrote out why she does what she does. Little does Catherine know, but now you all know, that I took that letter, that mission statement, and I put it up in the bulletin board area of my office. And it is a reminder to me of why I do what I do. There were a couple of lines inside of this mission statement. One was, I do what I do because the people who I'm helping can't afford the plane ticket to travel, and so I go there for them. And there was another line about people who aren't able to get on a microphone and say what they need, so I speak for them. And when I saw those words of a 12-year-old, it actually reminded me of my dreams when I was 12. You see, at 12 years old, I decided I wanted to be on national television. I remember the day that I decided this was my dream. I remember thinking that I didn't know anyone in television, but it was important for me to be on TV. Why? Well, I was still developing my why. So I applaud any 12-year-old who knows their why, like you do, Catherine and Isabel. And again, I know your little sister's involved too. But as you're developing your why in life, and as you're experiencing different things, you actually notice that that why affects a whole lot of people. And I know that even just being here helps to encourage people who are watching right now and people all around the world who have a dream of being on TV, of traveling, of meeting amazing people, of telling amazing stories. But the greater purpose of generosity and philanthropy and helping people is something that all of us can adopt, no matter what our dream is, know what our mission statement is. And so for those of you who are watching now who are a little bit older than 12, I want to remind you that it is amazing that we're able to partner together with this. You see, not just in bringing clean drinking water, but investing in childlike imaginations and childlike dreams. See, we need each other. We need those who are younger than us to remind us of where we came from, and that we never want to grow so old inside that we forget what it's like to be a kid, and to use that mind that we've been given, that gift of a brain, that supercomputer, to think up new ways to solve problems, to actually simplify problem solving so that it's not something overly complicated or overly expensive. Most 12-year-olds aren't thinking about how much it costs to solve a problem. They are thinking about the need to get it done. And so, quite simply, why don't we all get inspired by these children and remind ourselves that if we take the limits of cost off of our heads, if we take the limits of other problems and drama and relationships that we may not see that we immediately have, that we actually can become more imaginative. And still, here's the deal. Kids, especially 12-year-olds, can't get everywhere they need to go without a grown-up. They can't even drive. So those children who started Paper for Water along with their parents are really indebted because they've been endowed by their parents to have the work ethic, to have the compassion that they needed to start this foundation and this organization. It is vitally useful and important that young people and a little bit older people work together to create solutions and to create new pathways to help those in our own backyard, in our neighborhoods, and also to help those organizations that might need a little bit more compassion. You see, this time in history requires a simple kind of word that can be called love, but if that is not business savvy for you, let's call it kindness. I wrote a book, Your Hidden Superpower, the kindness that makes you unbeatable at work and connects you with anyone. And when I wrote it, initially,
I have to tell you, I didn't know if anybody would really take it seriously. I thought kindness at work, I know it makes sense, but I didn't want it to be this sappy, syrupy message where people thought, oh, that's great if you are living in a dream world. I wanted people to see the practicalities of kindness, the actual innovation that comes from being kind. And thankfully, that is exactly what has happened. People are seeing that kindness is not just perfect world, but it's also practical in every way. And for those of us who are seeing the world around us as it has become ever-changing, as it has often been portrayed, as we've watched those who we've loved, those who we don't even know, go through some of the most terrible storms of life, we know how important this kindness can really be day to day, every day, not just for those we know, but for those strangers who we can help on the side of the road and in neighborhoods and communities that are now broadcast through so many channels, not just the news, which of course I'm familiar with, but also social media, which we're all familiar with. And by the power of things like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, we can now be neighbors from all around the world. Fred Rogers actually put this in a very nice, succinct way of having the power of broadcasting, he said, and I'm paraphrasing his quote, the power of broadcasting and television being able to connect us and make a neighborhood and a community out of us all over the world. And so by doing this virtual event that I'm sure there was a wish and a desire for to be in person, you are actually connecting more and more of us in a greater way than you may know. Because it is a time to expand our imaginations. It is a time to be more generous. It is a time to be more kind. And as we do this for anyone, universally, without judgment, kindness doesn't discriminate. Kindness is inclusive. Kindness takes into account that we all have a universal language that we all speak. As we do this, we'll actually see a shift in culture. You see, culture is something that we all need. Culture is an improvement or a correction to any given thing. And as we are improving and correcting in ourselves, making ourselves better through giving, making our communities and our neighborhoods better, making our drinking water more accessible and better, we're actually changing the world one glass, one well at a time. And this organization is some place in some heart all around the world. It's not just a place to make a donation. You are actually implanting the seeds of your mission into the hearts of everyone who's been a sponsor and a partner, of everyone who's helped fold an origami Christmas decoration and ornament all around the world. I know that you've had many hands contribute to this great mission that you're on. And those missions are multiplied in the hearts of people who catch your vision and actually duplicate it. But it's, again, more than about water. This is about a mindset. I want you to think about what's next. What is the next elevated step for Paper for Water? But also, what's the next elevated step for you, whoever you are watching right now? Whether you've decided that this is your cause, or you've decided to be inspired by this to decide your cause. You see, a 12-year-old named Catherine helped a grown-up, me, to remember my mission, to have a specific purpose. Ever since I saw the letter, I was concerned that I didn't have a specific, honed in enough purpose. And so I started working towards it. And then I started working to help other people create their mission statement, because without it, we're really just going with the flow. And we were made to be more than water. We were made to do more than go with the flow. We were actually made to create the channel. And those channels come from the inside of us. And so as you are watching tonight, as you are giving, thank you for all of your donations. I want you to consider, what is it that you are purposed to do? Don't think of purpose as something you do because it's the right thing. Think of purpose as who you are. Think of purpose as the shoes that you were made to walk in. You already own these shoes. You don't have to steal somebody else's purpose. You can be inspired by it, but you certainly don't have to co-opt anybody else's purpose. You have your own specific assignment that you are put on this planet to achieve. And it goes beyond achievement, because what is going to happen as you step into your destiny and into shoes that you own, that no one else can fill, you're going to find the sweetest fulfillment of your life. You're going to be able to help other people do the same. And you are going to find the relationships, because at the end of the day, it's about the people. If you ask these girls, one of their favorite parts of their whole plan and their whole foundation is connecting with these communities, of meeting people that they would have never met had it not been for the heart to give back. And what makes life truly worth living is being able to give and connect with people who may not have ever been your friend, who may have never been someone who is a colleague or an associate, who can make your life more enriched, who you can learn from, who you can teach. And as we do that, it makes life worth living. And right now, because of the times of isolation that we've been in, because of the disconnects, because of the divisiveness, we need to know that we truly are in this together. And so generosity for me, it's not just about doing the right thing. It actually is a tool that is used to help us become more of who we are. And as we help other people in their life journey, we become more 100% of who we really are. And that truly is the sweet spot. So I just want to give you guys those tips or those statements of fact so that you can identify and lean in more to your mission statement, to your purpose. Thank you to Catherine for writing that at 12 years old. Know that you do make the change. Know that we are all communication towers. You know, I work for a company where my voice goes over airwaves based on where they have decided to build towers that broadcast my stories. But every single one of us is like a radio tower or a television tower. And when we speak, we affect the circumstances and the environment around us. We put something in the air. Will we be the ones to change the atmosphere around us? Will we be the ones who say the right things and do the right things at any given moment? Will we be caught off guard, or will we be prepared so that at a moment's notice, we can go and do what we need to do, we can say what we need to say, we can bring peace to any storm, we can be an encouragement to someone who's on their last bit of strength. You know, what I've really felt during this time of, again, isolation is that there are so many lonely people on the planet right now. And loneliness comes in so many different ways. Feeling as though there's no one in your tribe, there's no one who understands you, there's no one who can help you, is something that all of us have felt at different points in our life. But to have one person notice you at the grocery store, at the post office, at the dry cleaner, and to say that right thing at the right time that gives you the tenacity, that gives you the strength, that gives you the oxygen in your lungs to keep going, you might have just saved a life. And I know at the end of the day, when we talk about water, we're talking about life-saving, we're talking about nourishing, we're talking about beautifying places. That's what we're called to do with each other. Will you be someone's refreshment? Will you be that breath of fresh air for someone? Will you make a difference and make a change in the life of someone who desperately needs it, especially now? When they see you, are you going to be that signpost? Are you going to be that banner, that billboard that says, keep hoping, stay strong, don't give up? Because that's what we all are crying out for in our darkest moments and our loneliest moments, is will there be someone to remind me that I'm worth it, that I'm valued? That's what you're doing when you give. You are crafting a life that will remember people, remember others for all time. And so I want to thank you for giving. I want to thank you for being a part of this wonderful legacy. And I know that just from the looks of it, it's only the beginning. So continued success to you ladies, continued success to your family. And please, everyone, let's remember to give. Let's remember that we are a signpost, and let's remember our mission, or find it. Take the time to talk it out with someone. Talk to your friends, talk to your mentors, talk to those who you've cared for, and say, will you help me to step more into my mission? Because as you step more into your mission, I promise you, you're going to help lead others in that same way. Be well.
We want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Your support allows us to continue our mission of bringing water and the word to the thirsty, one piece of paper at a time.
We hope that tonight has inspired you to support Paper for Water's mission. You can do this by donating tonight, sharing Paper for Water's message on social media with your friends and family, volunteering at an event, or organizing your own creative fundraiser. All of these ways help Paper for Water continue our mission of bringing water to those in need. We know that this year has changed how we all come together. But tonight has proven that we can still work together to end the world water crisis.
We want to thank our generous supporters again. Because of you, Paper for Water for the last 9 years has brought clean water to 20 countries around the world. Your love, generosity, and willingness to advocate for others has resulted in thousands of lives being transformed. Because of your support, over 70,000 people now have access to safe, clean water, sanitation, and hygiene training.
Please join us tonight in giving the gift of clean water to families who so desperately need it.
Hey, Paper for Water, it's Curtis Hegmeyer here. Such an honor and a privilege to share a message with you guys. There's 3 big reasons that Let Me Shine and myself have personally donated to y'all's organization and cause. The biggest one being the most evident, which is clean drinking water. All over the world, it is a basic need that every human deserves. And so proud of y'all for that. The second is through Living Water and y'all's partnership with them. They do this in Jesus' name, which is just another awesome long-term benefit for those receiving clean drinking water as well. And last, we know, we love, we realize that we are supporting the next generation of philanthropists, being you 3 amazing girls, and all those around y'all supporting you. So Paper for Water, we love you. Thanks so much for this opportunity. God bless.
We support Paper for Water because we want to make a difference. We love their tagline, bringing water and the word to the thirsty, one piece of paper at a time.
St. Bonaventure is sponsoring Paper for Water because they help us deliver clean drinking water to more than 200 families.
I give to Paper for Water because I support their goal in helping families gain access to clean water and sanitation. Everyone has a right to clean water.
It's been my privilege to support Paper for Water almost since it began. In only a few years, these young girls have recruited over 1,000 volunteers. They've raised over $2 million. If that doesn't humble you and inspire you, I don't know what will.
Thank you to Isabel and to Catherine for your leadership, your kindness, your inspiration, for being so purposeful at such a young, incredible age. Through your origami, you are inspiring people, you are bringing joy to people, and you are solving a water crisis globally, where all can be a small part of this solution. Thank you so much for being part of tonight's event. And if you are interested in donating or maybe giving your time, please reach out to the girls, and there will also be a slide for the next several minutes showing you how you can become a part. Good night.